Hi YouTube, back with another video. I actually recorded this earlier at the park, but I had Sebastian with me and he was just not letting me do my thing the way I wanted to do it. So we're recording this message, but let me start by saying welcome to Beaming Light. I am Danita. Beaming stands for bold, enlightened, aware, mature, insightful, nurturing, grateful. Light stands for loving, intelligent, generous, honest, and tactful. And hopefully, I'm able to record this message successfully since I have put him in the backyard for right now. So, without further ado, the purpose of my channel is to talk about personal experiences and connect them to song lyrics, and also to relate them to Bible verses and connect them with God, because at the end of the day, at the end of our journey on this earth, I'm hoping everybody's sole purpose is to get to heaven, right? We can only hope. Because I don't know about you, but I would love to see my dad and my big brother Jesus at those pearly gates. So let's get into it. All right. The message of this video is: free your mind to free yourself, and the Lord will give your enemies free smoke. Again, free your mind to free yourself, and the Lord will give your enemies free smoke. We're looking at Isaiah chapter 58, verse 6, John chapter 8, verse 32, and 1 Chronicles chapter 5, verse 22. Let's get into the message. Free your mind to free yourself, and the Lord will give your enemies free smoke. Okay, so are you guys familiar with In Vogue? In Vogue was a group from back in the day, and they had a song called Free Your Mind and the Rest Will Follow. Well, it was just called Free Your Mind, but that was a part of the chorus. The part of the chorus was free your mind and the rest will follow. Be colorblind, don't be so shallow. And when we talk about free your mind, we're not only talking about breaking the chains of like racism. We're talking about breaking the chains of oppression in general, right? And oppression can occur in many ways. Like it can be, I talk about this a lot. If you're holding secrets for someone else, you're carrying their burdens, that person is literally oppressing you. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. If you're holding on to secrets for someone else because you're trying to maintain their image, or you don't want them to be embarrassed, or you don't want the guilt or shame to come back on you as well, then you are allowing that person to continue to keep you oppressed. They are your oppressor. And we know that the oppressor gives, not gives, but has control of our mind, right? We can relate it to slavery with the Israelites, with Africans. Like the oppressor uses manipulation and domination tactics to keep you mentally enslaved. And so when you are holding on to secrets or burdens because you don't want to be ashamed, or you're embarrassed, or whatever it is, you feel like you may be a guilty party of it, you are literally giving that person power over you. You're giving them authority over you. And the only person, not even a person, the only being that should have authority over your life is God. Right? And the reason that Jesus died for us is so that we wouldn't carry these burdens, so that we wouldn't be oppressed by an oppressor. So, but with that being said, Isaiah chapter 58 verse 6 says, "Is not this the fast that I have chosen, to loose the bands of wickedness, to undo the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free, and that ye break every yoke." So, again, to loosen the bands of the wicked. Or it says, loosen the bands of wickedness. So wickedness, what is that? We know wickedness has anything to do with the devil, right? Negativity, just evilness, demonic spirits. Like we talk about spiritual warfare a lot. Like spiritual warfare is so heavy. And I keep saying that it's increasing as we get closer to the season. Like we're going to have a lot of spiritual warfare. And so you have to loosen the bands of the wickedness. Get rid of the bands of the oppressor. If you want to think about it, right? And I'm going to use this diagram again. I got to give my girl at Vision Goddess Tarot credit for coming up with this, because this is brilliant. Again, she has to get this patent. This needs to be used for like mental health professionals, like this diagram she came up with. But so I changed it a little bit, right? So the oppressed, these are the people that are oppressed. You see these green circles, right? Don't talk about my people, because these are my stick people, and I love my stick people. So like, let's show them some love, okay? So my stick figures, they are oppressed. Like this guy, he's so out of it. He didn't even have time to put a shirt on. You see this? Like he ain't got no shirt on. Shorty just coming out here with shorts on. He ain't got no shoes on. He's like he's oppressed. Like he is so mentally enslaved. He can't even remember to put his own shirt and shoes on. Bless his little heart. But these green circles represent the chains of your oppressor, right? And you see they all have little frowns on their faces. Like they are not happy. They're not happy. They are not happy with their oppressor and being oppressed. They are not happy with that. They're literally in the chain gang. Like, who wants to be in a chain gang? If it ain't a chain like around your neck, like, gold chain, gold all in my chain, right? Like some, you stunting type stuff. Like, this ain't the chain gang I'm trying to be a part of. I don't know about y'all, but like, I am loosening the bands of the wickedness and of my oppressors. Right? So when you loosen those bands, when you break free from those chains, you are lifting off those burdens. When you are letting go of everything that you may have been holding on to, people who have done you wrong in the past, things that have hurt you. A lot of times, and we are guilty of this in the Black community, and this is a bad generational cycle and curse. And I think that we need to start like saying that this is bad, especially with Black women. We are taught to be strong, right? Like, suck up your emotions, not let it get to you. Like, we are always taught to be strong, but it's like, no, you can't be strong all the time. Do you know the weight that you are carrying being strong? Like, just forget about it, move on. Like I said yesterday in my video, I had someone call me after my divorce or after the filing of my divorce and was like, oh, you should just get over it. And it was like, it just happened a week ago. Like that is so toxic. Like, you need to feel your feelings. And my biological father told me one time, he was like, you need to stop feeling your feelings. Like, your feelings are not all that. Like, you need to, what did he say? Something to me like, all that therapy crap. And I was like, no, but like, that's toxic. And that's why you are where you're at. Like, that's why there's heavy boundaries on that relationship, because you have to feel your feelings. It is okay to be sad. It is okay to be upset. You can't let those emotions take over you, though. That's the key. You don't want them to take control over you. And when you are oppressed and you are allowing those emotions to take control over you, you're in this chain gang. You're here because you're carrying those burdens, those emotions, because those emotions are tied to something. You have to go off on somebody because those emotions are tied to something. And it's like, you can't go off on the person that you really want to go off on. So find a scapegoat. You find somebody easy to target, because you're not dealing with the inner issues. You are allowing the oppressor to keep you there. You're holding on to those bands of wickedness. But God said to let that go. He said to undo the heavy burdens and to let the oppressed go free, and that ye break every yoke. So once you let that go free, like, your spirit is free. Once you let those burdens go free, your spirit is free. And when I'm telling you, you let go of those burdens, those negative emotions, that wickedness, that's when you start rising. You start getting on this spiritual journey. And this spiritual journey is beautiful. It's hard. It's hard because you see a lot of things that you don't really want to see, but it's like you have the responsibility to make the world better. This is about humanity. We're trying to get as many souls to God as possible. Like I said, I want you guys to be with me when I go and see my dad. Like, I want to be able to tell my dad, like, yeah, I brought in these many souls. Like, I want him to be like, oh, all right, I see. Right? But I want it to be people who really understand this concept of life. Don't do the thing where you go and you're checking off things that look good. because you think that's going to get you to heaven. Check off the things that are hard to do, the things that are hard for you to face, the tasks and the burdens that you're like, I don't think I can do this. You can do it. If I did it, you can do it. I promise you, you can do it. And it's so freeing. And when you are free from these burdens, look at you. Look at you. You're a king or a queen. You see that? See, the queen's gonna have the emerald crowns. The king's got the ruby crowns, and they got clothes on. They ain't forget to put their clothes on. They got their look. He got his shirt, his pants. His pants a little. I don't know. This is the new style. Okay, we're gonna call it a new style. And he has his shoes on, and she got her heels on. And you see their arms. Their arms are not bound. Their arms are not bound anymore. Their arms are free. They are excited. They are jubilant. They are happy. Right? But when you stay here, like I told y'all, when you stay in this bound place right here, because you can't, remember I told you earlier, you can't penetrate this bubble. You can't penetrate royalty. Like, yeah, that arrow, that negative energy goes right here and then goes right back into you. Right? That's what that negative energy. You try to push it in, but it comes back 10 times to you. You see how big this arrow is? Because that's how much negative energy you're actually bringing back upon yourself for trying to penetrate the kings and the queens. But instead of pushing that negative energy on them, do the inner work and look inside. Why are you bound? Why are you in these chains? Why are you oppressed? Who is your oppressor? That's a huge question a lot of people need to face. Who is your oppressor? Because a lot of times our oppressor are the people that we interact with the most, that are in our space the most. Those are the people that we're coming up for. Like, a lot of families and a lot of cultures sweep things so under the rug, that pile is 6 feet tall. And it's like it's been swept under for so many generations, and you're continuing the generational curse and cycle. And God wants us to be free from that, right? He wants us to be free. So, you trying to penetrate these kings and these queens because you see their life and, you want to be like them, or you hating or whatever, and that negativity just comes right back to you. And then when it does that, I told you might as well be down here with these children and these animals. I know y'all won't be down here with these children and these animals. Look, I don't even know what kind of animals this is. I don't know. This kind of look like a cat, pig. I don't even know. I just drew something try to get the message across. I don't know. I'm gonna work on these animals next time. But these little babies, look, these little babies, they little 3 hairs on top of their head. Plus they hard. Like, they might be taking care of them. So y'all need to stop spreading negativity and do the inner work, because that negativity just comes back to you and you keep yourself further in these chains. You're just getting, actually, you know what happens every time you do that negativity? Now you got a ball. Now you're walking around with all these balls and these chains, and look at all that weight. That's what it looks like. You're carrying all this weight that's attached to you because you're oppressed, because you're not letting your burdens down, because you're trying to keep secrets, because you're keeping generational cycles and curses going. No, God said it's time to let that go. Let that go. And you know how you let that go? We're going to go to John 8:32. I should know this offhand because it's really not that long and I know the gist of it. But I want to read it word for word. John 8:32 says, "And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." See how they got to being kings and queens? These oppressed. You see how these people got to being kings and queens? Because the truth set them free. They're not bound. They're jubilant. Their arms are free. The truth set them free. Something about being honest. Even if you're not, and I'm not saying you gotta go and tell the whole world what happened to you, or that's just my story. The only reason I'm sharing things that happened to me is because I feel like, again, a lot of people sweep things under the rug and they're embarrassed to say what happened to them. But like your story can really help someone else. But you don't have to tell everybody your story, right? You could just talk to your oppressor. Talk to the person that's bringing you those chains, because a lot of times your oppressor is right in front of your face. That's the sad part about it. Like, we are keeping secrets for people who are right in our space. And it's like, why are we doing this? Why am I acting like this didn't happen when it did? Because I just feel the heaviness and the weight. And when you do that, when you're feeling the heaviness and the weight, like you are muddling through life. You ever seen that allergy commercial and it's like you feel like you're muddling through life? That's how you feel. You're not living life, you're existing. And God wants you to live on this world. And you know what? You don't even gotta worry about what that person is gonna say back to you, or how they're gonna respond, because the Lord is gonna give your enemies free smoke. All right? You got to free yourself from the chains. Free your mind. Remember, free your mind, the rest will follow. That's what In Vogue said. And free yourself, right? Free yourself from all these burdens so you can be on this king and queen status. Free Yourself is a song by Fantasia. And we're going to stick to the chorus. If you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead and free yourself. And you could just tell these haters, like your enemies, listen, this is what it is. And if you don't want me, then don't talk to me. If you don't want to be around me, then don't talk to me. Like, go ahead and free yourself. I don't need to be in your space. I don't need to be in your company. I'm good. I'm good because I'm king and queening right now. And I don't need anybody in my life who is going to try to keep me tied down with their baggage. That's, mm, 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 mm. You know, because this is her. She bag lady. Bag lady. Pack light. She can't pack light. She can't. She gonna have like this bag. She got this bag, and these ain't shopping bags. Now this is like real bag. And she got this bag down here. Well, we're gonna give her some more bags. We're gonna carry this over here. She got a whole bunch of bags. She ain't packing light. She can't. She can't. Sebastian's acting nuts right now. But yes, once you free your mind, right, by letting go of what the oppressor has taught you, free your mind, the rest will follow. Be colorblind, don't be so shallow, right? You don't even have to, and like I said, it's not just about being colorblind or being racist. It's just about what you've experienced in your life, who's keeping you oppressed, because your oppressor is usually someone you are close to. So once you free your mind, you free yourself, and you're this king or queen. Like, don't want me, then don't talk to me. You ain't on this vibration, these little babies and these children down here and these animals. You know, I like saying children. I don't know why. I don't know. But you ain't on this down here. You on this. Your vibration has increased. And you ain't got to worry about your enemies, because your enemies God is going to give your enemies free smoke, free smoke. Aye, free smoke, free smoke. Aye. And I got to read that part, because on Free Smoke, there's a girl singing, and I don't know if you guys ever paid attention to the girl singing on Free Smoke, but she says, see, I had to pull it up, but just give me a second. All right, here we go. She said, is it the strength or your feelings overthrowing your pain? So are you allowing how you feel about somebody and your emotions to tie to that person to overthrow your pain, so that you're not able to free yourself from the pain and what you've experienced? You'll see new heights you'll be reaching. So once you let that go, once you let go of all these chains and these bags, these are new heights right here. You'll be reaching king queen status, right? And it is today that you will find your new release. Release yourself from this. Release this. Let it go. And in your wake, ripple your sweet fate. And God, like you can, like I'm telling you, it's like you are awakened. You are awakened when you let go of all that weight, all that negativity, when you address what you have been suppressing. It's so freeing, right? And then Dre goes in, and more chewing for your head talk, so watch how you speak on my name, right? But we're not going to get on. We was on Drake Petty earlier. We're going to get off of that. We're going to go back on our higher vibration, right? We ain't got to worry about the chewing talk. Like, let them talk, let their enemies talk. Because you know why? At the end of the day, the Lord is going to give your enemies the free smoke. Free smoke. Aye. Free smoke. Free smoke. Aye. The Lord's got that. This battle ain't yours, it's the Lord's. And this is what he said. This is what he said. He said, for there fell down many slain. So First Chronicles chapter 5:22. For there fell many down slain. Because the war was of God. You ain't got to do nothing. Because the battle is not yours. It's the Lord's. It's God's. He's got you. And they dwelled in their steads until the captivity. Let go of the captivity. Because the battle is not yours. It is the Lord. God is going to give your enemies all the free smoke that they need. Right? Let God give your enemies a free smoke. You just say your truth. You stand in it. And you move forward. Because you need to let go of those burdens. Free your mind so you can free yourself, and the Lord is going to give your enemies free smoke. All right, guys, sunny vibes. Have a beautiful evening. Take care of yourself. If you haven't, pay it forward with a random act of kindness today. And always, always spread love, light, and positivity, and be a beaming light in your community. Take care.